Headed to pick up Uncle Carl. What's today?
Today is the 29th on a Thursday.
29th on a Thursday. Going to see Carl Couey.
Of September 2011.
2011.
Uh-oh. Okay, Slater.
I bought the land for South Cobb. And so then, one day I was driving early. It was raining and got off from tile work, done laid everybody off. And I drove up to Lions Club Drive, and there was a pine tree with a sign that said, for sale, 5 acres. So I went down and knocked on the house that was on the land, a little yellow 2 or 3 bedroom house with an outhouse, and the little country woman come to the door, and I said, how much y'all want for this land? She said, us want $3,500. I said, good. I said, where's your husband? She said, he's out. I said, okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. I went and got my real estate broker, and we came back over there and signed it up right then and there.
This is South Cobb Road, right?
$3,500 with no
First
money
rank.
down, and no money down. Okay, that's where I bought everything. No money down.
You realize you created no money down before the book ever came out. Huh?
Anyway, I went to Austell Bank. Mr. Lundy up there was a personal friend of mine, and the chairman of the board, Mr. Strickland, built my lake. And he was a bridge builder, built highway bridges. And he took me over there to Mr. Lundy, and he said, Mr. Lundy, this Carl Couey, let him have whatever he wants. So I said, I want to borrow $3,500 to buy this piece of land. He said, has it got any improvements on it? I said, yeah, but I want to cut it half in two and put the little house on. Y'all want to stop up here at South Cobb?
Yeah, we're going to stop at South Cobb.
Anyway, I want to put skating rink on half of it and get it free and clear. That's all right. Then I'll only get $3,500 on 2.5 acres in the house. I said, okay. So he loaned me $3,500 to buy the piece of land with.
How about that?
Me and Albert put the first street light in Mapleton, Georgia, that was put right here. So people would see our entrance here and one at the other end. We paid for this one. And Red Reagan up there would pay half of it. He owned the filling station on that one up there.
That's Reagan Tire.
We had a street light put here and a street light put at the other end.
Can you tell us a little bit about this, anything right in here? You said you had 5 acres here, is that right? Was this part of that 5 acres?
No, that was here. That was the only thing here. And right there where the sign's at, whoa, right here. No, down farther, go down farther. Right there where the fence ends, was a pine tree with a sign on it. A little yellow house sitting down yonder on the vacant land. And this 2.5 acres is where I built the skating rink, and the 2.5 acres we left with a loan on it. But I had this free and clear. Now you got Sherman and grocery. All right. You see this asphalt? It's six inches of asphalt. C.W. Matthews put it in for me and let me pay for it by the month.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. He was a good friend of mine.
And it's never had any pavement from here.
And you see that garage door? That's the reason for this hip being broken right there. I fell 13 feet off the ceiling. They're trying to straighten a piece of ceiling tile out that was a little off out of the way. I said, Albert, let me cut this door and put a door. We can't sell this building without a warehouse door. Well, go ahead, he said. So I put that door in there by myself. And I was up there finishing it up, the ceiling tile, and I fell off that ladder and broke the hip all to pieces. But that's how we got the building sold, was by cutting off.
And Glenn and I, this is where, I mean, as a childhood, this is where it's happened for us. I mean, I can tell you a lot about this stuff, what happened around here.
Ant's got your butt.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that when I pulled up here, and I turned the lawnmower up on this hill right here. But you know, we can tell a lot about that. But what I want to do is, Carl, tell us about how everything got started.
Well, I had my own bulldozer, and I graded the Lions Club ballpark free of charge for 'em with my bulldozer. And I graded this as far as I could down till I hit rock. I hit rock, I had to stop right there. And we filled in all out there. That's all filled back over on the right-hand side. And the little house down there, we just left it sit because the loan was on it. And that's how I was able to get it free and clear. And this, we got the building built, and it was mud, and we had the rain like you wouldn't believe that night when we opened. And the inside of the building was so dusty, people tracking through the mud, bringing in there skating. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. So I said, Albert, we got to pay the parking lot some way. We didn't have no money. All I had was enough to get the building
So
built.
you opened up the skating rink without paving.
So C.W. Matthews came down here. He and I was in the boys club, and he says, Carl, says, I'll pave your parking lot for $12,000. I said, my God, said, I ain't got no money. He says, I'll pave it, and I'll pave the road too. I'll get the county to pave the road on out to the end out there, which was dirt. I said, well, God bless you. He said, you can pave it any way you want to. I said, go to it. So he paved this parking lot, 6 inches of asphalt, and paved the road and all. And he come send his man down here once a month, and the man come in and got money. Yeah, I'll dig up some, so I'll give him some. But that's the way the parking lot got paved. Because we didn't have no money to do it with. And God knows it was mud. You ain't never seen nothing when you see where they track mud in and then skate on it and couldn't see your hand for your face. And to get them up down that hill, that was out. But what the parking lot was covered up. We had people everywhere.
Wow.
But it was something else. It was something else. But anyway, we were going to build a skating rink and a swimming pool and a bowling alley next door.
I remember seeing the picture.
Stayed here, see, might have stayed, but that's why when I went up yonder, I built everything I wanted to build except the bowling alley. And Albert sold the right-of-way to it. And the way the loan was made, Atlantic Steel Plant was just beginning to build these buildings, and they wanted to sell one. All right, they guaranteed the loan. They subordinated the mortgage. In other words, it was in my name and Albert's name. Got it in Albert's name too, and they said we'll guarantee it. If these boys don't pay it, we'll take the building, and that's the only way we got it, because Atlantic Steel Plant subordinated the mortgage. Then when I built Crescent Park, they done the same thing for me up there, and Albert went to the Atlantic Steel Plant president and raised holy hell about subordinating the loan for me up there. They said, well, hell, we done it down there, so we did it up there. He went to the president of the Atlantic Steel Plant and raised hell about him supporting me alone on Crescent Park. But anyway, that was just one of our little fights. But anyway, all the reason we were able to borrow money, not a bank in Atlanta, I could buy a carload of tile for 90 days credit and have the tile installed before I ever even had to pay for it. That's how good my credit was. But skating rink, we don't owe money on skating rinks. Every place in Atlanta done turned us down. And Atlantic Steel Plant subordinated the mortgage on that building right there. Is the only reason it ever got built.
That's what got y'all a start.
Because they would not loan money on the skating rink. And they was wanting to build another rink. And I wasn't allowed here. I said, I ain't gonna build another rink till we pay for this one. So when Albert, your daddy, was a man that borrowed money, he'd do it. I was one that said, nah, hell, I gotta pay for this and what have you. And so that's where our real difference came to start with. Albert was a get the money and go.
But you said
and he was a good, smart businessman.
You said Dad knew how to make money too.
Huh?
You said Dad knew how to make money.
That's right. He wanted wanted to be big, and he became big, and did a lot. I stayed with my one skating rink, that's all. I just wanted a place where I could skate. That's the only reason I built a skating rink. I didn't build it for money. The first argument came, I said, Albert, let's take $2,500 a piece and you buy a car and I'll buy a car, okay? And we were both going to buy Pontiacs just alike. Well, they didn't have one for me to buy. He got his and I didn't have one. So I went and bought a 1960 Lincoln. And that blows Albert's mind. He didn't like that at all. That was our first fight. I had a Lincoln.
You had a Pontiac.
But anyway, we were brothers. We fought. And God bless him, I loved him.
Now, Uncle Carl, so we can get it on, when did y'all open this skating rink? What year?
March 1959.
March 1959.
Yeah.
And Dad was, when did he come out of service?
Well, he came out of service 2 or 3 years before that. There's a long story about him, but before that, he lived with us for a long time because he didn't have no place to go.
After the service?
After the service, he lived with us, but anyway, Albert loved me and I loved him. I named Albert.
You named
Then
Albert.
he came home from the hospital and said, you got a brother, what do you want to name him? I said, Albert, because I had a friend that was older than me that played with me a lot, and his name was Albert. He was red-headed, I'll never forget it. I really loved him, and so I named him that red-headed boy, Albert. Let's go back this way and go.
Now, have y'all ever seen inside here? You need to come in here. We'll just take a minute and run in there real quick, Carl, and let them guys look and show.
They've never seen it.
And
we'll
be right back.
Floor.
Yep. And the
Triza floor because I could get it for 50 cents a foot. And wood floor with about $1.50 a square foot.
50 cents a square foot on Triza.
We'll be right back, Carl.
Thank you.
Have we ever been here before?
No.
No, we grew up here.
We grew up here. This was our daddy's building. Oh. It was a roller skating rink.
I know.
Yeah. My dad and Uncle Carl built this location.
Yeah, okay. Yep. So we just wanted to show, this is our children.
Oh, this is Dan's.
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
We don't allow them to shoot inside.
Oh, no.
Okay, here's the original floor. Remember the cracks, Jeff? We had, y'all, Dad used to show me how to do this, and this was we fill the cracks. We'd be skating along, somebody come up and say, there's a crack in the floor again.
Get everything, Dad be out there going just like this.
We put crack filler in the cracks.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. This, look at this, original, this is it. This building was built by my father and Uncle Carl. He's out in the van. He's just too old to get out. In 1959. 1959. This is original. This is original, y'all. Look at this.
Skated many laps on this floor, guys, and we've done the hokey pokey many times on this floor, and speed skated, and we practiced many laps, didn't we, Glenn?
Now, this was pretty much like this, but straight ahead it was all glass.
Yeah.
It was all glass. And in the left-hand corner up there, you went upstairs and that was the office, and you could look over the glass. It was glass, and you could look over the glass, through the glass, and see the skating going on. Because it didn't have acoustical ceiling in it. It was just like this.
Awesome.
And then from the front, it was all glass, and we had louvers. We had fans there, louvers there. We had a trough of water. We didn't have air conditioning. You fill the trough up with water, you turn these fans on, opened up the louvers, and it sucked the air from outside across the water through here, and everybody, and it was like,
that's how it stayed cool.
It was like air conditioning. When you turned it on, when the people were skating and they got hot, Dad opened up the louvers, turned it on, and it felt just like air conditioner, except it didn't cost nothing. How about that? That's the way they cool the building. And you remember it was a breeze.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good
No
breeze.
doubt.
And people would go up there with the Coca-Colas and they'd stand right there at the front window looking out. They'd look out the window, they'd look out and see, what's going on. They'd look out and see who's fighting out there.
Or either who's coming to get in a fight here. They say, oh my God, there's Douglasville's coming here tonight. Looks like we're gonna have a big fight tonight. And then truly, they watched it out that window.
Yeah, out the window.
Yeah, yeah.
Get back to the car.
Yeah.
This was it, but this.
Bathrooms were down there. I remember going, we used to have the bathrooms
Do
down
you,
there.
do you remember when we had, they'd blow them up with MAs?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Dad he'd be cussing. All of a sudden we'd hear a wham! They'd blow a toilet off the wall.